brokers. We're really talking about marketing strategies that work right now. We're talking about marketing principles that have been working for top producers and top marketeers in the industry. And we're going to talk about how we can help you implement those strategies right now at no cost, right? So that's really what we're going to cover today. And if you stay till the very end, you're going to receive or you're going to get basically the top two marketing campaigns that are working right now for agents and brokers across the country. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. My big goal here today is really I show you exactly what to do to start consistently closing 3 to 5 deals a month or more every single month for the rest of your career, if that is what you want, right? Most of what I'm going to show you here today are things about marketing that you may have never heard before. Now, there might be some simple things. It might not be rocket science, but it is those things that are foundational, that have worked, that continue to work, and that you can really benefit from implementing them in your marketing. And like I said, if you stay till the very end, I'm going to give you the two best marketing strategies and campaigns that are working right now, and if you want our help, we'll even help you implement them. Okay. So, what are you going to learn here today? Number one is the shift that you have to make to if you want to grow your business and your income during the next 2 years. We're going to focus on how to target and attract highly motivated buyers and sellers, specifically in these market conditions, right? And we're also going to show you how to zero cost your lead generation so that you have an unlimited marketing budget. What that means is having someone else pay for your lead generation and your marketing so that you minimize or really offset your entire cost of advertising, right? Like I said, we're going to go over marketing principles that are really important. We're going to go over marketing campaigns that are working right now, and we're going to go over how we can help you implement that. Right. So if you are sick of chasing leads and you want to start attracting leads, if you want to start consistently knowing month in and month out what your business looks like and what you're going to gain, then this is the webinar for you. If you're tired of overpaying for leads that suck, right? Leads that you might not even consider good leads. If you're tired of paying insane referral fees for business because you feel like you have to, and if 2 to 3 deals a month would solve most of your financial problems for most people, 2 or 3 deals a month added on to whatever they're doing right now, right, would go a long way to helping them get to the next level, right? Now, a lot of people allow things to get in the way. A lot of people say, I don't have the money, I don't have the ability, I don't have the time, I'm confused, I don't know what to do in the right order, right? Or some people have a fear of doing things that are not working, a fear of perception of what other people will say or what they will look like from the outside, right? So if you stick with us and through the end of this webinar, connect with us, we can help you kind of navigate and tackle all of these issues and help you remove them, so that you can focus and move forward on your business. Here's a quick success story, I want to share with you before we kind of dive into more information. This is Spencer Marshall. Spencer is a full-time college student, actually, and through working with us and through running the campaigns that I'm about to share with you and following the principles that I'm going to share with you, he was able to put $2 million worth of property under contract just in a matter of month on $500 to $600 of ad spend. Right, $2 million worth of contracts, $500 to $600 ad spend. Would you do that? Would you spend $500 to $600 to put $2 million worth of property under contract? He also didn't pay for all of it, right? There's a lender that helped to pay for that, and we'll even show you and help you connect with lenders and pretty much show them why it's valuable for them to invest in you and your business, right? Real quick, who I am, for those who do not know, my name is Mena Badros. I'm a licensed realtor, licensed real estate instructor, and I got in the real estate business initially as an investor, and I still am an investor. I come from a training and development background. I've done corporate training and development. I've also done a lot of motivational speaking and program facilitating in the youth development and education arena. So really, training and teaching is a passion of mine, and after I got some experience as a realtor, then I began teaching, and by now I taught and trained thousands of agents in the country. Outside of really the professional life, what I'm about is helping people make improvements in their life. And I'm gonna share with you this quick story. I was born in Cairo, Egypt, in Northeast Africa, and at the age of 10, I slipped into a coma. Doctors said I was a hopeless case and there was no chance of survival. But after days, by a miracle, I woke up. And when I woke up, even at 10 years old in that environment, I began to learn some of the most important lessons of my life. Number one, I learned gratitude, right? I learned not to take my life for granted. I learned, that life is so precious, it's a treasure. And, while we have it, to make the most of it. So I learned to appreciate life and just being alive, and just being here every day, right? And everything that comes with that. Second is positive mindset. I thought to myself, in that moment, I just came near death and I survived. So what else could be worse? And I began practicing gratitude and positive mindset from that day forward. And they really changed my life. And they allowed me to speak across the country and abroad and spreading messages of gratitude, of positive mindset, and also of purpose. When I woke up, I felt that I had purpose, that it wasn't my time to go yet. I didn't understand it at that time. I was 10 years old, and I thought, what is this purpose do I have? How am I going to accomplish this purpose? When a lot of people in my environment were really just focused on surviving to the next day. But God has, plans way bigger than our imaginations. And here I am, right? Doing a lot of great things, very a lot of progress from that moment. Too much to get into right now, but anyway, from that day, I began to feel kind of my purpose, and everything that happened and all the lessons that I've learned were really for me to apply to my life, but then more so to teach others those lessons and help others live better lives. So whether inside of our professional life in real estate, or whether in outside of that, I'm really just about helping people and inspiring people. And now that I'm in real estate, I try to do the same thing through training, through teaching, through partnering with agents and helping them take the next step to the next level. But that's enough about me. One thing I also love aside from teaching is I love to learn, and I lean on other people who have already learned, who have already experienced, so I can learn from them, right, and expedite kind of my learning. And that's one thing that you should do as well, and that's called leverage, right? Learn to leverage in your business, leverage maybe other partners like lenders, or leverage other people with experience, other people with knowledge, leverage other resources that you have, right? So some people I leverage are some people in my group, in my brokerage, who were top ranked in the world, right, in their brokerages. On the left there, Jay Kinder, who was number two in Corwell Banker worldwide. On the far right there, Michael Reese, he was top 10. Keller Williams. To his left there, Al Stasic, personal, friend and mentor of mine. He was in the Remax Hall of Fame. And to his left there, John Kitchen, one of the most profound coaches in the real estate industry. Right. So these are people I leaned on and learned from. They will confess that they paid a ton of money to marketeers around the world, and to figure stuff out that I'm going to share with you here today. Luckily for you, you don't have to pay any of that or even a portion of that to learn this information. But some of the next names I'm going to share with you, you might have heard from, and these are people that they have learned marketing principles from. People like Jay Abraham, Dan Kennedy, Frank Kern, and some of the folks on Shark Tank, right? So I think you recognize those names, big names in the marketing and in the business world, right? So, normally if someone was going to share with you this information, they would charge you a ton. But good news here for you. This is a case where someone was going to teach you something without trying to get any of your money, right? Excuse me 1 second. One thing that they discovered, the top producers discover, is that and how they got to sell five or so hundred homes a year. They made a lot of calls, a lot of cold calls, like calling expireds, calling FISBOs, calling sphere of influence, buying every lead, that's possible, spending a lot of money in marketing, right? Whether they make a sale or not. And they realized that while they were not making calls, their business was not growing, right? They needed to make calls, they needed to connect with people. Essentially, they needed to go out and hunt and find the people that they were going to serve. And a lot of us are familiar with this in the industry is this concept of a roller coaster, right? You might have some great month followed by slower month. You might have, a month of many closings and you're very busy, followed by a month of no closings or very little closings, right? And this is what's called the real estate roller coaster, right? So we want to try to get off the roller coaster. We want to have a more predictable business and a business that attracts clients to us and that gives us consistent deals flow and that we understand it so that we can turn it off and on. We can speed it up, we can slow it down, however it is that we want, right? So finally, they figured out what the 1% of agents already know, what the top marketeers are doing. There's really only two ways to generating leads and to gaining profits in the real estate industry. You're either prospecting, which you're out there on the phone, finding people who want to do business with you, who want to do business now, maybe, or the other way is turning advertising into profit, right? Meaning exchanging $1 of advertising, maybe for $10 in return in commission, right? So you're either prospecting or you're turning advertising into profits. Both work, but you have to do them and you have to do them consistently. Okay. I think this is a quote that maybe it's a good one to write down. It's not the best real estate agent that succeeds; it's the best marketer. It's not the best real estate agents that succeeds; it's the best marketer. You probably know people in your market that are doing higher volume, right? That they might not be a better agent than you, right? They might not be more knowledgeable. They might not be providing the level of service that you provide to your clients. They might not be as caring and compassionate about their clients as you are, but maybe they're closing more deals because they're just good or very good at marketing themselves or marketing their services to their potential clients, right? So and it's not very complex. All you have to do is follow some simple principles to marketing, and we make it very easy for you if you connect with us and kind of follow the campaigns that we're sharing. And here's some results some of our folks saw before we dive into some marketing principles that you really should know. So here's Rami Singh. Rami has $3.4 million under contract in less than 3 months, right? And that's all to running ads and following our campaigns, right? And two more deals to come. Miguel has three closings, three contracts, right? $600 average price, so that's $1.8 million soon to close there for him at the time he sent this text. A big success story in Nikki Gregory. Through our campaigns, she landed a builder, and she's going to represent the builder for the entire community, right? So through following these principles, following these campaigns, was able to land the builder because she was able to demonstrate to the builder her marketing, knowledge and strategies that can attract buyers to that community. And here's another one, last one for now. Brand new agent, first property, under contract in a matter of weeks, a very short time on running our ads, right? So after what you learned today, you really shouldn't have to pay, expensive lead providers for overpriced and crappy listings. You shouldn't have to give referrals that are very high, 30 to 40%. For some services that are out there right now, and you shouldn't have to worry about where your next deal is coming from because you're gonna get a pretty good handle on that, right? And you don't have to, make mind-numbing cold calls and chase business. You'll attract business. You should still make calls, right? Definitely, kind of as a follow-up, and we'll talk about follow-up and automation in a little bit. So remember, it's not the best agent that succeeds; it's the best marketeer. And good marketeers have a process for finding higher performing alternatives and impact points that can be leveraged, right? So let me say that again: having a process, right, and finding higher performing alternatives, which we're going to show you today, and impact points that can be leveraged and essentially scaled. So, what are those impact points? What are little things that you can change to improve your current marketing? This is critical. Feel free to take a screenshot and go back to this. You'll even go back to this and look at your current marketing and see what some things you can change so that you can improve your marketing. For example, things like changing a headline can increase your results by 2100%. Okay, improving your offer can increase your results by 1000%. Positioning, the way you position yourself, your ads, your services, can increase your results by 400%. Okay, the credibility factor can increase your results by 200%. Your response time, how fast you respond to that lead, can increase your results by 1200%. And that's critical. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And what you say on the phone, but not just via phone call, but also via text, voicemail drop, video message, what you say, and your conversations with clients or potential clients, what you say on the phone will improve your results or can improve your results by 800%. Right? But it's about having a strategy, and the strategy is how everything works together to get you the maximum results. So let's go through a few great marketing principles that you definitely want to follow whether you implement these campaigns or not. The first thing that you want to do is you want to do the math, right? We understand how important numbers are in the world of real estate. It's also very important when it comes to you doing marketing and understanding the return on investment for your marketing dollars. So there's something called a cash conversion cycle. And a cash conversion cycle is basically answers how long will it take to get that money back? Okay. So how much money is being invested? When will that return or when will it be paid back? A few tips here is that you want to try not to use your operational funds to grow your business or through the marketing. You don't want to spend your operational budget on your marketing dollars, pretty much. And basically, and how that works is it doesn't cost you much or anything if you get someone else to pay for it. Okay, so let's do the math. The first thing that you have to do is consider, okay, I'm going to spend X amount in marketing dollars. When is this money going to be returned to me in the form of commission, right? And how long will that take, pretty much, right? And that could depend on the transaction type. If you're doing a standard sale listing in a hot seller's market, it's going to be a shorter cash conversion cycle than if you're doing a short sale, for example, in a buyer's market, right? Or a short sale in general, because we all know a short sale is not very short. Okay, so let's keep going on doing the math. Let's say you spend an average, or the average sale price in your market is $300,000. I don't know where you're at, what your market sale prices look like, but the average, if the average is $300,000, and hypothetically speaking, if the average commission is 3% for one side, and you're on 100% commission split, if you're not, that's another conversation we could have. But for easy math, that would generate $9,000 in commission on a $300,000 home, representing one side at 3% would generate $9,000. So if you do three of those deals at $9,000 a month, that's $27,000 a month. Let me ask you, how much would you invest to generate $27,000 a month? How much are you willing to invest to generate that? Okay. Some say $2,700 a month, 10%. Okay. Double that, $5,000 a month. Okay. All reasonable. Okay. Even more. Right. Okay. 25%. Okay. Yeah. I mean, let me ask you. So if I was to, give you a call and say, hey, I have this ready, willing, and able client, right, in your market, in your price range, would you take them on as a referral for 25%? I think most people would say yes. So 25% of that would actually be a little over 6 grand. So would you be willing to invest 6 grand to generate $27,000? Would you be willing to you know, to pay less? I will tell you, it could take a lot less than that. I mean, you could do it on 10%, as some people suggested. You can do it on even less, right? And it's about understanding the principles, and the strategies, right? Doing the math first thing, as we talked about. Okay, so how much would you be willing to invest? If you do this consistently, month over month, $27,000 a month by 12, that would generate $327,000 a year. Now, I don't know what your income goals are, right? They may be higher than that, they may be less than that, but you can really scale it or downsize it as much as you want once you understand kind of the principles and the strategies behind it. And that's in addition to everything that you're doing now. Okay. When you think of marketing strategy, another thing that you want to think of or go through, aside from the numbers, is really your decision filter. What type of strategy you're going after? And, some things that we consider is a strategy that has maybe a fast conversion cycle. So we want something that returns the money quickly. So we're looking at things that might have a fast or the fastest cash conversion cycle. We're looking at things that have a high return on investment, right? So if we have several options, several strategies, several campaigns, we're measuring to see which one has the highest return on investment. We're also looking at highest return on time, right? How much work and time will this take to get to a closing? Again, it might depend on the transaction type. It might depend on the type of client you're going after, right? It might depend on price points, right, in your market. So what's gonna give you the highest return on time, or a high return on time that works for you? And the last thing that we look at, or one more thing that we look at, is something that is easy to execute. Okay, and the strategies we're going to show you kind of fit all this criteria, but that's kind of a decision filter that you can go through as you're looking at marketing strategies. Does it have a fast cash conversion cycle? Will it give me a high return on investment? Will it give me a high return on my time spent? Right, and is it easy to execute? We all know there's a lot of complexities in our world, and there's always people throwing things at you, and it all sounds exciting, but sometimes it's not doable depending on what you do and what you have going on, right? So you want something that's also going to be doable and easy to execute for you. Okay, and these are some of the simplest things that I have seen that I'm also sharing with you. Right. Another big thing you might have heard is message to market match. And if you've been in any of my classes, any of my designation classes, you probably have heard me talk about the right market, the right message, having your target audience, and crafting your message. Right. So who is your target market? Who is the right market for you? If you have one, great. If you don't have one, here's a few simple questions to kind of begin helping you think about that. So, an easy one to start off with is, especially in real estate, is a geographic target market. Like, what city, what market are you in? What neighborhood, what communities you want to target and market to, right? So what's your geographic target market? Second is, who do you love working with? Do you love working with first-time home buyers, move-up sellers, empty nesters, luxury homes, new construction, right? Foreclosure, source sales, FISBOs, expireds. Who do you love working with? Okay. Third, who can you relate to the most? Remember, people like to do business with people who they know, like, and trust. So who can you relate to the most, and who can you add the most value to? Essentially, whose problems can you solve, and whose goals can you accomplish? Problems that you can solve and goals that you accomplish. You want to remember that, keep that in the back of your mind, because you're going to use that in your marketing material, in your marketing language, right? You want to also think about your buyer and imagine your buyer. What's their persona? What do they like? What are their interests? What are their goals? What are problems are they trying to solve? What are their fears? What are their concerns? What are their hesitations? And put yourself in their shoes, think from their perspective, and then look to, how do I get this person from where they're at to where they want to be, to accomplishing that goal, right? And use what you like, what you're passionate about, because what you like, what you're passionate about, what you love to do, the problems that you like solving, the goals that you like helping people accomplish, right? Those things are going to drive you. Those things are going to show as you work with with clients out there. So who's your target market? Spend some time looking at these questions if you don't already have a good idea, and we can help you go through this as well, right? And define that for you and with you. And once you know the market, what is the message? So think about if you were having dinner with this person, right? What is the conversation at that dinner table? Again, what are their goals? What are their fears? What are their concerns? What are their problems, right? I think the two big things you want to focus on, again, what problems are they trying to solve, and what goals are they trying to accomplish, right? And then obviously within that, there are questions, there are concerns, there are fears, there are hesitations, there are things that you're essentially trying to break down or address, to help them move past that, right? Cool. So, there are different marketing strategies out there. And what we're focusing on here is direct response marketing. And direct response marketing is basically a strategy that aims to generate immediate response, to generate leads quickly. So, direct response is you're basically making an offer and you're expecting someone to respond to that offer or that call to action, right? Rather than branding, where you're kind of, excuse me, branding your name out there and waiting for people you know, to think of you, when it happens, right? Direct response, you're making an offer and you are expecting someone to take action on that call to action that you're offering, or that offer that you're offering, and make a response. So, what are some rules of direct response marketing? One, it must have an offer. Okay, so you must make an offer that basically appeals to someone so that they can take action. Two, it must have a reason for them to respond now. It's very critical, especially in our world now, where people are getting bombarded by a ton of things, and people don't retain information very quickly. People forget and move on to the next thing. That you have a compelling offers that causes people to take action and to respond right now. Also, very important that you tell them what to do, that you have explicit instructions for people to follow, to make it easy to take action. Another is make sure you can track it and you can hold yourself accountable. And that is something that is easy with the campaigns we're going to share with you here today, right? Or with online campaigns in general. Okay. um, no cost branding. So basically, what we're doing as you're doing these marketing strategies and as you're implementing the campaigns that we're doing, you're also branding yourself out there. You're staying top of mind and you're gaining brand recognition. Okay. Very important for direct response is that you follow up. Follow up is critical. People say the fortune is in the follow up, right? Or the fortune is in the immediate follow up. So make sure you follow up, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Strong copy is something that is very important. Very important that your ads, your campaigns have strong copy writing, and that is something I lean on other people for. I will show you examples here in a little bit, and you can even take those campaigns and will help you implement them. And at the end of the day, the results rule, right? You're doing all of this so that you can get closings, get transactions. So if the results are not there, you got to question if it's working or not. Maybe you haven't done it enough. Maybe there's some things that we need to learn, but we still got to track the results, right? And results are very important. That's what we're after. So let me show you a few great examples of some campaigns that are working right now. A big one that's working right now is the price reduced campaigns in a specific target market, right? So as you can see here, it's the right message to the right market. We're very specific on where the market is. These are also, targeting buyers who might be looking at the market, who didn't make a move yet. Maybe they're concerned about the interest rates. They're concerned about the levels of inventory. They're concerned about the market shift. They didn't like the competition and all the bidding wars that kind of were happening. But they would be willing to look at price reduced homes, because what that says is it's an opportunity for them to get into home ownership possibly without the competitiveness that used to happen. So price reduced homes campaigns is a great strategy, great campaign that is working right now. So this is the ad, right? That's being run, or a form of the ad. But it's not just about the ad. There's so much behind the ad. There are systems, there's follow up, there's automation. Obviously, there's the math, there's the plan, and it comes before that. And so it is much more than the ad. I talked about some of the other things already. I'll talk about some of those other things moving forward here. But we can also kind of help you go through these things and make sure you're implementing them the right way. Another campaign that is working very well right now is the new construction campaign. As you know, inventory levels are very low in most markets, so we have a shortage of supply still. And new construction is an opportunity or another alternative, right, for people to get into home ownership and not have to deal with the low kind of supply of inventory and maybe the competitiveness that's out there, right? So new construction in a specific city is a great strategy that's working right now. And I would say these are the top two that are working right now. And now we said we were going to share that with you. So I wanted to make sure to mention those, right? But I'm going to share with you a few more just listed. Okay. Just listed campaigns. Again, some people may have been looking, right, but they stopped looking because, again, of maybe the high-end industry at the time, or they got tired of the bidding wars and losing out on offers, and maybe they're coming back around to looking at homes. So, just listed campaigns is a strategy that's also working right now, right? Another one is the home value campaign. Okay. So as the market shift, the home values have been affected. So you want to get out front of that and let people know. Obviously, that message pretty much, right? As the market changed, values have shifted, and what is their home value now? So this is a campaign targeting potential sellers. And then we get into niche campaigns, and we have many of them, but this is just one example. Is homes with in-ground pools, for example, right? Or home with pools, or homes with on a certain amount of acreage, right? Or homes with a specific feature. So you get into niche campaigns, and these are very effective as well. So I just showed you a few examples of campaigns that are working very well right now. But again, it's not just the ad; it's everything behind it, the systems, the follow up, the automation. Okay. So speaking of, when you offer someone something, when you promise someone that you're going to send them, a list of homes with a pool, or a list of, just listed or just reduced homes, make sure that you deliver on that offer, and you deliver on that right away. Because when you make a promise and you deliver on that promise, it builds what, right? It builds trust, right? When you deliver on that promise that you kept, it builds trust. So what you want to do is use an IDX feed to deliver on that promise. So basically, connect an IDX feed to your website and have the search set up on your website to match the offer that you're putting out there in the marketplace. And once someone clicks on the ad, right, then you have the IDX straight from your website send them that list directly without waiting for you, right? So you don't have to wait for you to deliver on that. They get what they asked for, and they get it right away. Okay, so you're making sure that you're following up, you're responding very quickly to that lead, whether you are busy or available. Okay, which leads me to my next point. What is the number one metric that impacts conversion of leads? Right? The number one metric that impacts conversion of leads is really the response to leads. Okay. Here is a study that MIT did, and it was basically measuring the difference between responding to a lead in 5 minutes versus responding to a lead in 30 minutes. Okay. Responding to a lead in 5 minutes versus responding to a lead in 30 minutes. You'll see here on the chart, if you respond to a lead within 5 minutes, you increase the odds of contacting that lead by 100 times. Right? You're 100 times more likely to actually get in contact with that lead if you respond to them within 5 minutes versus waiting 30 minutes. Okay. The second line here, or really the third line, got cut off, but you can see on the chart the odds of qualifying that lead increases by 21 times. So you're 21 times more likely to qualify that lead, right? If you contact them within the first 5 minutes versus contacting them in the first 30 minutes. Okay. Do you know what percent of leads never get followed up with? 67%. 67% of leads never get followed up with. That's a huge, huge percent. So think about if 10 people contact you and they want your help and you don't reach out to six of them at least, right? That doesn't make sense. Like, why wouldn't you, right? But 67% of leads do not get followed up with or are never followed up with. So, as speed to lead and response is very important, and also automation is very important. Automation done right qualifies the right lead for you, so that you don't have to, excuse me, follow up with leads that are not ready yet. So you want to have automation in place, and this is just a screenshot of our system that helps us do that. And the technology is included, right? If you partner with us, so you don't have to, buy any of this technology or have to figure it out yourself. Okay, cool. So we have, text campaigns, emails, phone calls, voicemail drops, video messages, all within the campaigns to follow up, to get people kind of ready to talk to you, and you don't have to chase leads that are not ready yet. All right, cool. Let me we talked about a few things, doing the math, making improvements, right? Rules of direct response marketing, making sure you deliver on that promise, you follow up immediately, and you have consistent follow up and automation in place. These are really key to marketing. It doesn't have to be complicated, right? And we shared with you some of the marketing strategies that are working right now. Let me share with you kind of some stats, some numbers, just to see kind of the results that we're getting. Here's the campaigns that we run: 55 leads in 17 days, total spent under 170 bucks, $168 right there. So would you spend 170 bucks or $168 to receive 55 leads in 17 days? Here's another one: 50 leads in 14 days on $140 spent. Would you spend, $140 in 2 weeks to generate 50 leads, right? And some other results that we got, I want to share with you. Some agents out there, right? 47 cents a lead, 73 cents a lead, $1.83 a lead. Okay. 51 leads at $2.46, and getting $375,000 under contract within 15 days. So imagine, after you implement these principles, these strategies, right? You basically take our campaigns and do them. Um, Within 15 days, you have a $375,000 property under contract. Okay. Brand new agent doing $3 million in volume in under 2 months. 26 leads at $2.70, 78 cents a lead. New VA buyer, right? Between 350 to $500,000 price point of our campaigns. 32 leads in 2 days, 68 cents a lead. Wow. And there's more success stories there for you, right? Awesome. And these are just the ones featured in this presentation. Okay. So you see the success stories. You kind of went through the marketing principles. You know the strategies. So right now you really have just two options. You can try to do it yourself and hope that you do it right, or we can do it for you, right? And if you'd like our help, we'd be delighted to do so. And so what I'm gonna go through now is really exactly what to do to get the offer here, and what you're gonna get if you partner with us. And if it's something that you feel is right for you, you can go ahead and apply. And if it's not, that's fine. Hopefully, you gain some good knowledge from this presentation. So you can schedule a call. Pretty much, the link in the chat is going to take you to a survey. So click that link in the chat, go to the survey, and they will just ask you a few questions, and then it's gonna connect you with a call with me. You can also just scan that QR code right there. So scan the QR code. It's gonna take you to a survey, and you're going to just answer a few questions, and then you're going to get to schedule a call with me. On that call, we're going to basically reverse engineer your income goal. We're going to create your lead generation plan. We're going to make sure to eliminate any priority confusion so that you know the right things to do in the right order. And we're going to see how you can maximize the next 90 days so that you can begin to generate new leads for you using these campaigns. We're going to build out your funnels, your ads, and automation. Some people would charge tens of thousands of dollars for this, but you won't pay this, although it would be reasonable. But it gets better. We also have a webinar that's going to help you basically get your marketing dollars offset by a lender. That way, we minimize or even offset your entire cost by lenders. We want to help you convert that contact into a client and get to a closing. So, in addition to the campaigns, in addition to the automations, in addition to the follow-ups that we're going to provide you, we'll also give you some training so that you can excel with buyers and sellers out there. So whether you're working with buyers, we have a certified home buying advisory course, okay, that's going to help you get exclusive buyers agreements without selling them. We also have a certified home selling advisory course that's going to help you articulate the value and the value proposition you are to your seller. What's a value proposition? Really, why should someone hire you? Our resources are going to help you do that. Here's one example of a value proposition: is that we have a proven, repeatable system backed by market research to sell your home for up to 18% more than traditional real estate agents. That's an example of value proposition. By the way, some people have paid up to upwards to $30,000 to have all these resources before, and it wasn't even done for them. It was just sharing the resources. A great thing for you. You don't have to pay anything. You're not going to give me or my group a penny. What you also get on top of all of that, on top of the campaigns, the follow-ups, the funnels, the pages, the resources, the courses, you'll get my direct support to help you stay accountable and make continuous improvements. As you know, I'm sure in our industry right now, right? There's not really a lot of accountability. You're on your own, and you're basically, most of us are independent contractors. No one's looking over your shoulder. One thing that you will get with this partnership is my direct support, as much accountability as you need to, so that we can make sure we're taking the next step to get you to that next level. And you get all my group's resources, some even not mentioned in this presentation. But before we go further, you need to know we can't help everyone. Obviously, my time is limited, and I can't offer direct support to a ton of people. So go ahead and scan the QR code. Go to the link in the chat, answer a few questions, schedule your strategy call with me, and we'll discuss, and we'll get you plugged into the right resources. We'll make sure that you are on track to fulfilling your income goals and generating more business for you, right? So you watch this entire presentation by now. If you're still here, you want to have a more consistent and predictable business. You know that this is the way to do it. Best thing is that you don't have to pay us or pay me to help you. You don't have to figure out what ads to run. You don't have to figure out all the technology or even pay for it. And you can zero cost your leads. So I don't know what else you are waiting for. Go to the link, scan that QR code, and apply. And we will talk in the next few days. Thank you so much.